The greatest thing about sports is you play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Yes, shouts out to him. Chris turned 47.
Right, we're not about to,
Happy birthday to my brothers. You know what I mean?
We're not about to 36.
36. Whatever.
36.
Chris,
no, let me tell you something. I'm counting. All right.
That's what
when I was younger, you know what I mean? I always wanted to be older. Now that I'm older, I need that 36.
You need all that.
I just left mid-30s. I'm in my late 30s now. But I'm at the beginning of my late 30s. All right. So I need all of that. Now,
there you go.
Now, Ruck being born in 72, that's different. That's different.
Don DeMarco.
That's different.
Also I want to shout check. I'm sorry, Chris, because Ruck born in 1970.
You remember the Cold Crush?
Yes, he do. That's why he overcharging niggas for what they did to the Cold Crush. Happy birthday. Says, Terrell.
That's my bro right there. Yes. Thanks, bro.
Omar, he said happy birthday.
That's my high brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, also we definitely will be playing her in. And if you go to our page, you'll see all of her information. Tax time coming up. Some of y'all about to get that stimmy. You know what I mean? So why not set yourself up for a good future? Why not do that, man?
Why not?
You know what I mean? Instead of spending on these Jordans. You feel me? I mean, I'm about
to say you need to take your own advice.
It's different though.
You're right. It's different.
It's a little different.
It's different.
You know what I mean?
But you definitely got a problem. You definitely got a problem.
It ain't too bad though.
Ruck too. I seen your closet, Ruck.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
We trying though. We trying.
Tara was like, Chris, come here. Look at this. Would you look at this? Look at this.
Don't make no sense. But speaking of making sense, man, Matthew Stafford, he out of the D.
Makes sense to me.
He said, I'm out this month. He ain't been that happy to get out of 8 miles since Eminem left that bitch. He happy. Matthew Stafford happy.
He hit Detroit with the what up, though.
Yo, every time I think of Matthew Stafford, I always think of him, that Eminem scene when he was on 8 Mile at the end. Fuck a Papa Doc. He out. Now, it's a great trade. If you haven't already, plug. Go to our YouTube channel, Professional Sutton. I'll put that up there.
You said no plug, all plug.
I said no. Oh, okay. I said plug.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Go to our YouTube channel. I got a video on him and also the GOAT Tom Brady. But Matthew Stafford.
Check out that Matthew Stafford video. Go check out that Matthew Stafford video.
Check it out first and then Tom Brady video. Excellent stuff. Now,
quality was great.
It was good stuff, man.
Quality was great.
Tom Brady, man. I'm talking Aston Mac, man. 6 Super Bowl rings. Come on to his 10th. But Matthew Stafford, when you saw that, Chris, because again, this is why I don't really like rumors in the NFL. I don't, really invest heavy into it because until the late night hour, he was going to the 49ers, which I wouldn't have mind, but he doesn't fit our offense as much as he do the Los Angeles Rams. What was your thoughts on that, Chris?
Well, you know what? My initial thought when the Matthew Stafford trade went through was, if LA gave that up for him, what are they gonna pay for Deshaun Watson?
Man.
My first thought was Matthew Stafford just set the market for these quarterbacks that's about to get traded. You know what I mean? He just set the market. Now listen, there's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks that are not as good as Matthew Stafford for sure.
Of course.
But the ones that are better than him, I mean, listen, you also got to think about it like this. Matthew Stafford, it seems like he's been in the league for forever.
Yes, he does.
He only 32. I think he'll be 33 by the time the season starts. But he's only 32. He has a lot of football left. He's been in the dumpster fire known as the Detroit Lions for so many years.
I'm so happy out of there, man.
Right. So it also gives him a chance to right some wrongs in his career. Because I think there's been a dark cloud over Matthew Stafford as far as, is it Matthew or is it Detroit? Which one is it? You know what I mean? Because there's been times where it's like, obviously with Matthew Stafford playing, they've been competitive at times, but there's also been a lot of down action.
Yes,
in Detroit. So, we're really going to get to see how good he is when he has a full complement of offensive and defensive weapons at the same time.
Right.
A good coach. I do think he had good coaches in Detroit at certain moments, Jim Caldwell. But he's really gonna.
That's it.
That's why I just said Jim Caldwell. But he's really gonna get he's gonna get a chance that very few quarterbacks that have been in the league as long as him get to change his reputation as far as how the outside perceives him. Because I think I don't really hear players badmouthing Matthew Stafford. I think everybody thinks that he's a talent, that he's a good quarterback. I mean, I don't feel like Matthew Stafford like kills you in games. It's just like it's like he plays for Detroit and he's not good enough to make Detroit good.
Yeah.
On a consistent basis.
Definitely.
But in LA, he might be, because I've always felt that, and I feel the same way about Carson Wentz, that the people that y'all love, Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, overhyped Jared Goff and Carson Wentz.
Now I got a question though. So we do have a question, but before we get to that, Hambone said, "Happy birthday, Chris."
Thank you, Hambone. I'm gonna keep it clean for you today too.
And also, he's not on a PS4 headset. He's on his regular microphone. So Yo,
listen, I could wear my Bose headsets when I'm at home.
Nah,
but my Bose don't got the mic attachment. You see what I'm saying? Because they're the Bose. But I like the PlayStation 1 because I got the mic attachment and I can be free. I can be free and I can hear myself. So you know what I mean? Like, that's all right. It's all good.
So Glenn, who's
play some defense for the Nets.
Ooh.
So with jabs out here.
So my brother Glenn, who's a Niner for life, he said exactly my question. Did they overpay for Stafford given that Watson is available, or will the cost for Watson be that much more that this trade was a good deal for LA? I think that, you know what? It all depends, because the Texans they could say we want a lot, or they can be real petty. They can say, you know what? Give us whatever. We just want to get him out of here. We just want our money back, and go ahead and do what you need to do.
Well, if they do that, they're an even dumber organization than I think.
I know. I'm just saying.
And listen, at the end of the day, as far as the Texans is concerned, this is a business, and your biggest commodity wants out, doesn't want to be there. So you need to get a king's ransom for him to set you up for the future. As far as Matthew Stafford is concerned, like I said, he'll get his chance. And I think what the problem was, getting back to Todd McShay and Mel Kiper, is he went to the Super Bowl, but everybody tends to forget that the reason that they were so good that they went to the Super Bowl was Todd Gurley was playing at a level.
And also, let me just say this, because anytime I'm looking to the camera, anytime Tom Brady plays in the Super Bowl, Chris does not watch. So this is what Chris predicted on the show. I'm gonna find the clip, and he can say it. But I also give you credit on a clip on YouTube. Plug. Chris said,
"Listen, you guys, man, you guys are much appreciated. Chris, happy birthday!
Thank you.
You guys are doing a fantastic job. I tune into you guys every week. Y'all my favorite sports talk show. Favorite all time.
I appreciate
it. But today I'm disappointed in you guys.
Okay. Why so?
Because I feel like you guys are letting these players off the hook when it comes to the hiring of black coaches.
All right,
we gotta hold these players to a higher standard. These dudes want all this money. These dudes want us to support them and all of these things. These dudes want us to believe in them. But in the same sense, you don't have guys like Deshaun Watson, who's upset with his organization, not come out and say, I want Eric Bieniemy as my head coach. That hasn't been said. We get guys who you know, and we'll go back a few years, like 2015, Von Miller. He was the best defensive player at that time. Mm-hmm. He could make a stance. He can say these things that he wants, but we don't. With these players, too many times they say, you know, I'm just gonna cower up. I want to make my money, and I'm gonna just be okay. And then they wait to retire to act like they want to say something. Mm-hmm. No, listen, Byron Leftwich, what's Todd Bowles? These guys are doing a fantastic job in Tampa Bay. Somebody should be speaking for them. And these things do not happen. And I've been so disappointed with these players, especially the NBA players. And I'll tell you, KD and Kyrie, I was extremely disappointed in them when we hired Steve Nash. Extremely disappointed. Because at that time, you guys had the power to say, no, we want Sam Cassell.
Do you want to look at
it? And they don't take it.
Hambone. You want to look at him in practice every day?
That's not the point.
Listen. Sam Cassell should be a coach.
I agree.
Just off the simple verse. It's like saying my Cassell. All right, and he should be a coach just off that bar.
And then also, this is the best time to get Sam Cassell because he got to wear a mask. So yes. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Hold on. It's niggas like you. Niggas like you who keep us that.
I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
but things like that, like there's too many times that we are allowing these things to go. Like, when are we going to start understanding that we are the money?
That's right. You're right about that.
We're the money. We have the power. So you telling me that these people are paying to see you? No. I mean, when the last time you seen a white cornerback? Jason Seymour.
Exactly.
And he got ran out the league.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these things. People talk about, like, the way Jalen Ramsey is. Let me tell you something about Jalen Ramsey. I believe Jalen Ramsey, when the opportune time is correct, he's going to say some shit that shocked the world. Because on his verses, he was hinting that Deshaun Watson was going to be an LA Ram. He said it 3 times to DeAndre Hopkins. 3 times he said it. He was already hinting. He was like, watch. He was like, oh, you know, former Texas quarterback. He said, soon to be Rams quarterback. Like, those are the guys that we need to stand up and start saying these things so we can get these things done. We got to hold these athletes accountable.
True.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you make a point. You make a good point, especially with Kevin Durant and Kyrie. They did have the power to say, look, there's no reason, and I like Steve Nash. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But there's no reason that they should be like, listen, he gets to get this cushy, ready-made bunch of stars, but other black coaches in the league got to start out with nothing and, you know, make it work from there. Like, you know, I even think back. I remember what Doc Rivers was working with when he was in Orlando and got to the playoffs.
Wow.
A bunch of bums. But that's the starting point for black coaches. White coaches listen, I like Steve Kerr, but Steve Kerr got to come right into.
But he shouldn't have been the head coach.
And he shouldn't have been because, you know, Mark Jackson had put in all the work to get them from the basement to where they was. And then they let him come in. Oh, no, we need to take a next step. Listen, there could have been some tweaks, but Mark Jackson didn't deserve to get fired. But that's how it always is, though. It's always the black coaches got to get the crappy job.
He don't deserve not to be in the league.
Right.
Well, you know,
that right there is just another something. Like, not only and you brought up Sam Cassell, but